Hello everyone and welcome back. Got 2 or 3 journals to share with you. I'm not sure whether it's going to be 2 or 3 in a row. This is the first one. This is Lottie, and she's made from double thickness cardstock and fabric on the spine. It's the Stamperia paper from a pad called Orchid and Cats. And there are a few cats in this journal, so if you're a cat lover, you might like this one. The usual 68 sides, 34 pages, which is 68 sides or 68 pages. The front I've left just the patterned paper and the back the same. That's how the spine falls. Quite chunky, as you can see, full of stuff, but stuff that you can take out and make it your own if you want to. So let's see how it looks inside. I haven't put anything in this pocket, but in this one there's a little faux vintage photograph. It's not a genuine one, but I quite liked the wedding theme. It says, one small cat changes coming home to an empty house to coming home. I'll just turn that into a belly band. There's a little bit of fussy cutting on this 1955 first day issue. Chiffon there. And then in here I have, this is the paper that was actually inside this envelope. I think they used to send, it was sealed, they used to send them out sealed, presumably with some note paper in, so that's the note paper. And this is another faux wedding day. I've just turned that into a little simple journal card. This is some lace gifted to me by Joe in New Zealand, and I left the cat exactly as he was. A little pocket here, and in there there's a book page, vintage book page. Wrong Kind of Thinking and the Way It Hurts the Girls of Today by an old-fashioned person. I haven't actually read that one, so hopefully there's nothing offensive in there. And this is just a botanical journal card. Tracy Fox stamps, not stamps, labels. This is an Edith Holden, from the front page of an Edith Holden book. This I fussy cut from a book, just a little image that I really liked, and that's on a vintage library card. Some stenciling. This is an old map. And this was cut from a snippet roll that I bought from Lottie, who makes lovely journals. More fussy cutting glued on here. So we've got some violet colours going on here. So there's a little dangle, the Flower Fairy dangle with some lace, little slide made from a die cut and a label. This is a vintage postcard. No date on it, it wasn't posted as such. I'm making you a little present but don't know when I shall get it finished, sometime this week, and then I will send it down to, I might be Godalming, I don't know, and God bless you. And this is another page from that book. It's the article, ongoing article, and I put this postcard in this little lace pocket upside down, just so that the violet was showing nicely there. This is actually an old document. I haven't got a date on that. Presumably quite old, certainly a lot of natural aging on there. This is from a botanical book. And there's a Flower Fairy tag, and this is just a scrap of vintage ledger paper. In that little pocket there. This is an envelope made from a book page, And in this envelope I have just got some vintage. This is avocado dyed paper, also from Joe. A small document from 1932 and some vintage note paper. I use the We Are Memory Keepers envelope maker to make my envelopes. Not exclusively, sometimes I make them from scratch by hand, but usually I use the envelope. So there's a little bit more of that avocado dyed paper in there. That's some fussy cutting on an old computer card. Put it in this way, get it in. There we go. And in here, this is a little vintage Victorian Christmas card and a Latin flashcard. This is cut from the paper. This is from a vintage book. This is some pretty scrapbook paper that I had. I like the way the colours worked in this one. A little bit of collage. Some vintage ledger paper, 1914. This is from a vintage encyclopedia. I've done a vellum pocket over these flowers. This is the Language of Flowers book. 1951 receipt. And a little journal card. This is Sorcery. There's another vintage ledger page. This pocket has got some 1928 ledger paper, and this is just a page from the Observer Book of Wildflowers, I think, and that's popped in there obviously to pick up the pink, which looks quite pretty. There's our cat in the middle with some dangly beads. In this one we've got a botanical tag and a little vintage playing card. Another Tracy Fox label there. Got idleness, so I've got great, not great characteristics, but the images are pretty. And in this pocket with another cat, I've got a paper bag with one of those faux photographs, and in here I put some real photographs, get them out. So there's three from around well, these two are from the 1950s. That one looks a bit older. So they're in there. And one of the cigarette card, or the cigarette card album tags that I like to make. A bit more of that trim. This was just made from another faux photograph. I got those from Lottie. This was also from Lottie. What's this? Dry embossed paper. I don't have, I can't do big sheets of dry embossing. I can only do small sheets. Stenciling. That's the other side of that paper. In here there's a page from the Good Housekeeping magazine, and this is a vintage postcard from, no date on that one, but probably or almost certainly the early 1900s. Really nice image on that one. In here, this is from an old newspaper, a French newspaper. Can't see a date on that. And an image from an old children's book. Again, I put a couple of little things in this pocket. pocket here. This is just a pretty image from a book that I liked that's just backed onto some squared graph paper. Your fussy cutting. In this pocket we've got a really long slender tag in there. You could use that as a bookmark if you wanted to. The side of the map. Another vintage postcard. Just made that into sort of a double pocket, and I did put a little card in there. It probably looks prettier without it, to be honest, but I just liked that. So sitting in there. In here there's the document from 1927 and another page from the Good Housekeeping magazine. And then in the back of that envelope, there's a library card. Another of those dangles with a little sleeping cat in it this time. This is a genuine cabinet card. And then right on the back page, I've given you a 1968 envelope with a letter. A bit of a love letter. You can read that or not as you see fit. And then there's a little embroidery on the back page. So that's Lottie. Hope you like her, and I'll see you all again soon. Sorry, this one was a bit long. See you soon.